Meet my friend Axim. Axim has a slight dilemma. He is unfortunately and definitely not by my own will very ugly. A dilemma I'm sure many of us struggle with. And Axim here was exploring Tamriel looking for the one thing he can't seem to find. Love. That's right, Axim travelled to Skyrim looking for a partner, but alas, got captured and is about to be executed. And so, thankfully for him, I'm stepping in. Because who better to guide someone in love than someone who's single? The first step of finding true love is confidence. So you run right through Helgen without any fear to show everyone how brave Axim is. And definitely not because I've played through this section way too much. After escaping Helgen, we make our way to Riverwood. Why is Raelif ready to fight? Who are we fighting? I steal some coins because no one likes a broke bitch, and now onward to Whiterun. If Axim is gonna find the love of his life, then he needs some friends in high places. And after a quick stroll, selling a guy's crops and being told off by a lady, Axim finally makes it into Whiterun. And after a long, arduous talk with the Jarl, he gets sent off to his first dungeon of the game, Bleak Falls Barrow. We all know how this plays out. Some murdering, some arachnophobia warnings, and an easy puzzle, we find some glowing words. After some intense analysis, we determine that Axim is illiterate. So we just beat up a zombie and go back to our good friend, the Jarl of Whiterun. But unfortunately, he doesn't seem too ready to be our bestie. We obviously need to be more impressive, so we go beat up a dragon. And now that the Jarl wants to be our bestie, he even gives us a gift, which we promptly destroy. He also sets me up with a girl.
Jarl, I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Yeah, no, Axim can do better than that. But before we do better, we need more power. So off we go to do some side gigs for better gear and better money. Axim gets pulled over by some weird-looking dudes who say they're looking for a woman. A woman, you say? Axim is intrigued. And so Axim scours for this elusive lady, and I definitely don't already know that it's Sadia. He helps Sadia evade these creeps by killing every one of them and steal one of their scimitars, which turns out to be a pretty decent early game weapon. Unfortunately, Axim has very specific tastes and decides not to pursue a romance with an alleged criminal. So next, I decide to take him down to Falkreath. Down in Falkreath, I decide that Axim needs more status in order to impress his future beloved. So we make a beeline for Jarl Sidgar, who we have decided to be our new best friend. His first job for us? Go buy some alcohol for him. Sounds easy enough. I just need to waste gold to travel to Riften to buy some alcohol.
Yes.
And now that Sidgar is legally our friend, we have to do more odd jobs for him before he makes us thank. Don't know what that means, but hey, now I've got enough money to buy a fancy house that we have to build ourselves. So I force Axim to gather the resources to build the perfect house for his eventual spouse. After a lot of grinding, we find, Merida's beacon. Great, guess I can do that then. And after a plethora of deaths, we have no choice but to get some assistance. Rhea, come. And now that Merida's happy, we can go to kill Red Eagle. And now we go back to constructioning.
Of course.
And paying Rhea to make my bedroom while I go off to kill more. And who better to kill than some DLC enemies? Lassies and Lentilmen, introducing the Saints and Seducers questline, which turns out to be a bit more troublesome than Axim was prepared for. Guess we're getting Lydia.
I am your sword. Lead the way.
And apparently that wasn't enough because Axim just won't stop dying. So let's just real quick. Much better. And after a little bit of distraction and dying, we kill the Saints and Seducers bandit leaders and get this fancy dancy new set of golden armor. Ooh, fancy. But unfortunately Lydia died. I guess we have to restart and save her. And now she's alive again, with some fancy dancy golden armor. Ooh, fancy. Next on the list, killing some big bad in the Solitude sewers. This is gonna smell bad, but someone has to do it. Someone like Axim. And after making our way to the end of the sewers, we find a naked dude doing something suspicious. So Axim has no choice but to charge in and attack. A move that no one will see coming. Not even the game apparently, because it just decided to crash for no reason. After that unfortunate crash, we come back for round 2. Axim rushes this weird dude and the game crashes yet again. Why? Skyrim, why? After some begging and pleading and a small handful of thefts, Axim does eventually manage to kill this dude while chugging many mysterious liquids. And Axim emerges from the sewers victorious and immediately gets interrupted by a letter in the mail.
I've been looking for you.
Unfortunately, Axim can't read, so instead he goes to the local store and sells some of the stuff he got. And much to Axim's surprise, he gets yet another letter. For some reason, Axim can actually read this letter, so he decides to go talk to this mysterious writer. In exchange for an oddly shaped amber, Axim gets a fancy new golden helmet with a fancy enchantment. Ooh, it looks exactly the same. And immediately gets ambushed by some people. Ambushed again by even more people. And scares a dragon through the power of terrible aiming. And now Axim feels prepared to find his one true love. So he starts travelling to try and find his true love. But alas, none of the magicians in random forts Axim showed himself into are interested in love. So Axim has no choice but to put them to sleep. So Axim has to move on. Whilst on his travels, Axim finally sets eyes on his one true love. Behold, a dog? I'm sure there's some kind of moral here, but Axim's not literate enough to know what that means. And so Axim sets off, happy to finally find his one true love. A random stray dog. And that's the story of how Axim found his one true love. A random stray dog on the side of the road. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. It's free, you can always undo it later. And while you're down there, might as well comment and like and all that stuff. And I will be seeing you in the next video.